Okay, we are still in March. Last video I said we were in April. I lied. 50. This is Julia by Sandra Newman. It's actually the kind of retelling or different telling of George Orwell's 1984, but from his from Winston's lover, Julia. And after I read it, I read some reviews about it, and apparently any dialogue that occurs between Julia and Winston were taken directly from the book 1984. So it's actually a pretty good book. I gave it a 3.5. It's an interesting perspective. Julia, thinks she's doing good for the state, but in 1984 world, things don't turn out that way. At times it kind of drug, but overall, if you like 1984, I think you'll like this book. 51 is The Kingdoms by Natasha Pulley. And this is kind of a time travel or time alternative universe type discussion. It centers a little bit around the Napoleonic Wars. The timelines are the late 1700s, the early 1800s, which is the time of the Napoleonic Wars, and then the early 1900s. And the way that time travel occurs, it doesn't really explain why this is happening. It just happens, which is fine. But, there's a lot of discussion about when you travel to different time periods, especially back in the past, you can greatly affect the future. And the 1900s in this book, France won those wars, and London is under control of France, and everything is, essentially in French, and it's illegal to speak English. It's an interesting concept. You have to really be paying attention because there's a lot of mysteries around who is who, and is this person good? Is this person bad? Is this a different person? Whatever. But it was good. The ending either sets up for a sequel or it just leaves the readers to think about what would be. Overall, thought it was good. I gave it a 4. And then 52 was an audiobook, Monstrous by Jessica Lewis. I lean between a 3 and a 3.5. It's the story of an older teenager, Latavia, who is temporarily living in a small Alabama town with her aunt. And then one night, she's essentially kidnapped, and they're going to sacrifice her to this big snake that lives in the woods. And she escapes by making a deal with the snake. And there's a lot of, finding out about why this town is doing this and the mystery behind it. And, she vows to kill all the people involved, but, it becomes more complicated. Probably a good vacation read for this one.